Hey there, StarCraft fans. It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today it's going to be a match between Disu and Free here on, I think it's Heartbreak Ridge, based on the spawning locations. Let's go ahead and check real quick. The name was in Korean in the loading screen, and yeah, it's Heartbreak Ridge. Oh, come on, man. Come on. Alright, good stuff, man. So it's going to be a PvT here on Heartbreak Ridge. This is a GOSU Gamers replay sent to me by Lazaros. It's a group of replays featuring something GOSU. I don't know what it is because the replay name doesn't give me any hints, but I'm pretty darn excited for this. Left side of the map is the yellow Protoss player. It is Disu from RV. And on the right side of the map, it is the brown Terran player by Free. Okay, so I don't know who these players are. I don't know who they are based on the Smurf names and the Smurf list, but definitely excited for these dudes regardless. Should be good stuff. APMs are high. PvT, pretty darn great matchup. And on Heartbreak Ridge, have I cast a PvT on Heartbreak Ridge recently? I don't know. I don't think I have. A lot of PvZ out here, some ZVT as well. But PvT has been on more maps like Coliseum and Tornado and Fighting Spirit, obviously. Anyway, what are we going to do here on these players? Obviously, somebody from Disu's clan is watching, Mr. Jack here. And then Ms. Saraying is also hanging out. I don't know if they're casting. I don't know if they're just observing or whatnot, as that's something you can do. Hop in the game and observe. Whew! But alright, what's going on? What's going on in the early stages here? Anything that indicates it's going to be a crazy game? Disu here. What's he working on, man? He's not making a gateway, that's for sure. Is he going to go Nexus first against his Terran opponent? I'm really waiting to see what it is, because he's got 300 minerals already. Oh man, he is. He's going to go Nexus first, unless he goes for some kind of really late wall where he already has 400 minerals. And at this level of play, you can just assume it's gonna be. He doesn't have 300 at 400 minerals on accident, right? And there it is. He goes Nexus first here in this matchup. And I know a lot of people have said, hey, PvT is only favored for Terran if Flash is involved. Otherwise, it is favored for the Protoss. So Disu feeling pretty confident here. Going for who knows what early on. It is a Nexus Gateway build. That is so greedy. We'll see if Free here can punish it at all. I'm not sure that he can. I don't know that he can here. This probe seriously is getting some work done. He's repairing his SCV to keep it alive. Probe hasn't actually lost. Okay, 3 HP have been lost here on that hull damage. So nothing too crazy on the other side of it. And he's going to start Marine production. I was going to say, he needs some Marines. And he does. So he gets some Marines. An SCV died, and the probe died at the same time. I heard that sound. I heard an SCV die and a probe die. So that's what it was. No big deal. Meanwhile, Supply Depot on the way, getting his first factory started over on that right side. And Cybercore coming up here. So SCV is going to come in and say, oh, wow, this Nexus is already done. Yikes, that is a really fast Nexus. He scouts it, he knows what's going on, and says, I'm going to be outmacroed by this Protoss if I don't do something fast. And I'm not sure that he can. Free's not really in a position to be super aggressive at this stage here. He's making a second factory, which is nice. Well, what can he do? Can he go for a super early tank vulture push? Maybe a marine tank style of a thing? That'd be interesting. Because Disu is behind on a lot of tech here, right? He cannot even start making Dragoons until now at almost 4 minutes, and he is. And he doesn't have the resources to make the upgrade Singularity Charge. So that's a problem. Is that another, or is that the same probe? Feels like a different probe. I don't know. I don't know what we're looking at. Anyway, happy Monday, by the way. Hope you enjoyed your day here. Oh, I was gonna do cheese. Why do I only remember what I'm casting? I'm like, what should I cast today? La 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 la. Here's my list of replays. Here's all my different folders. Ooh, I haven't done a GOSU Gamers in a while. Let's do that. And then 5 minutes in, I think, oh yeah, I was gonna do cheese, which does take some preparation. I do need to send a bunch to the screeners to be screened. So I gotta do that first. But remind me in the comments, okay? Tell me, hey Falcon, ya dummy, you're gonna do a cheese compilation for Brood War. It's been requested again, and I have a whole bunch of replays for it. I'll tell you that much. So many short replays, and sometimes they're not cheese necessarily. Sometimes it's really just a 2-base timing that's pretty standard. So I'm gonna try to make it more clear to my screeners that we're looking for cheesy, weird stuff, right? I have so many too. I got just 200, maybe 400 total replays from a bunch of Europeans right? Foreigners. These aren't Koreans necessarily. We've seen a lot of Idra. Seen a bunch of White Raw Mana. Straylock in the play. Who are some good foreigner Zergs? Can you guys tell me, like, who are some really good foreigner Zergs you'd like to see cast? I know Killer acquiesced himself really well in a match I just had versus him in Straylock, if you remember that one. That was a ton of fun. But yeah, let me know, right? Let me know in the comments here. Who are some foreigner Zerg players that I probably have access to the replays that you'd like to see? Obviously, we've got Jaedong. Obviously, we're going to keep doing, you know, the other guys. Flash, Disu, Rain and Snow. But yeah, it's in general, honestly, if you have players you want me to cast, let me know, and I can make it happen. Pretty sure this SCV, ooh, almost dead. Pretty smart, though. Pretty smart, though. Alright. Alright. So, scouting, I think probe probably dead, but yeah. This is free going. I'm not expanding. I'm going to go a one-base attack on you and hope that you don't have enough to stop it. This is not... I don't know if this is enough free. Look, Disu's got fully saturated 2 bases right now, plus a ton of Dragoons. Siege mode is not even done yet. This is a very interesting push. He's going to have 4 tanks. He is going to try to punish by going for a one-base attack, and he killed that probe with the intent of making Disu think he was expanding, and he's not. Boy, Siege mode. He's trying to time this to where he arrives and Siege mode is done. It's not quite there yet. Siege mode's a long upgrade, and it's hard to time perfectly. Alright, Vultures, they do take down the one Zealot there. Oh, more Vultures here. Getting shot at. The tanks don't have Siege mode yet. They almost have Siege mode. Let's see what we get here. Zealot. Got a kite. Maybe try to focus the Zealot, right? There you go. Focus the Zealot. This Vulture needs to join the party too. And now you need to siege up. Now you need to siege up at least one of these tanks and have the other ones cover for him. Spider-Mine does manage to burrow in. That's a huge deal. There we go. One of them sieged up. Maybe another one sieged up here would be pretty good too. This is pretty good hold from Disu. He's up 16 to 45 supply. He is looking fantastic. Reavers on the way from Disu at the 7-minute mark. That's a pretty fast rush to Reaver there. He didn't make a whole lot of Dragoons to make that happen. He does have a shuttle, which has some Zealots in it. He's going to try to drop on top of these tanks. We usually don't see this until like the 10 or 15-minute mark of the game, but today didn't work out too well. Didn't lose a tank there. Nicely done by Free, controlling pretty effectively. Spider-Mine kills 2 Vultures and a Dragoon. Seems all right. The Dragoons are pushing up, trying to avoid taking that damage. This one is so low on HP, but it is go down. No, it looks like a hold. Disu's gonna hold this push, and now Free is in a heap and help of trouble. He's down about 15 supply. I think we're done with this. Man, this one Vulture having a pretty good time. Throwing up Spider Mines and actually going after probes to some extent. Ooh, did that hit? I don't think that hit. Yeah, probe down. Vulture trying to do stuff without speed, which is kind of fantastic. There we go. They're out. Spider Mines are still around, which is problematic. Oh, gosh. Ugh, big time hit there. Okay, so, I mean, Free expanded behind this. So he's not dead. But I do like the initial attack there. I don't know if he got enough done. I'm not sure that he traded effectively here. Disu did such a good job with it. Such a good job with it. My goodness. All right. Well, anything crazy happening from this point on is going to be the question here. Looking at it. Again, it's just a lot of factories, which makes a ton of sense. We got a ton of gateways. The Reavers are here, man. Disu's been teching up. He's going to go for some kind of crazy shenanigan Reaver drops here, which I'm all about. I'm all about Reaver drops. Ladies and gents, let's make it happen here, yo. Here it is. Here's our guy. Here's our Reaver. He doesn't have speed, nor is it being researched, but he's got a probe. Oh, he's just going to expand up here. And defend with the Reaver? No, he just... What's he doing? He's unloading and loading, like... Weirdly. Why would he keep the Zealot in the shuttle and not the Reaver in the shuttle? It likes to be protected, man. Alright, well, boy, maybe you can tell, but I am a bit under the weather right now. I am coughing, sneezing, sniffling, but I want to get this cast done for you guys. Because missing days is pretty darn unacceptable on the channel. I'm not sure that I've ever done it. Have I ever missed a day? Maybe I have once or twice, but I really try not to. Try to have new StarCraft content for you no matter what. Every day of the week. If you left StarCraft 2, you get, you know, Brood War and StarCraft 2, one or the other, every day of the week. If you don't like StarCraft 2, not as great. You still get Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, which is pretty great. And if you follow me on patreon.com/Falcon Paladin, you get access to one bonus Brood War cast every single week, which you can choose to watch or not. A lot of people generally do not. For some reason, I don't know if people subscribe to me on Patreon and don't pay attention to the posts that I make, which I think it sends an email. Everything I'm Patreon to does send me an email when the creator makes a new post, but anyway, point is, just for as little as $1 a month, which is like, what, 5 cents a day? I mean, I don't even know the math there. 17 cents a day or something like that. You can have access to those additional casts. Check them out. Good times. Spider-Mine's getting tossed all over the place because that's what Terran players like to do. And I don't see anything. I don't see a rush to battle cruiser because BCs are so bad against Dragoons. It's not even funny. Not even funny. It's a little bit funny, but it's not super funny. So there's your third base done for Disu, happily hanging out here, working on Zealot legs as Disu. And free Charon boosters coming up. So, I don't know. This is kind of just turning into a regular old standard game at this point. Free is behind because he wasn't able to really punish Disu's attempt. Disu's Nexus first play, right? Disu was allowed to do pretty much whatever he wanted. He held it. It wasn't easy, but he held it. He's got a lot of Dragoons, man. That is a good number. They don't have upgrades other than Singularity Charge. The mech doesn't have upgrades either yet, although attack is on the way. We're going to try to use our shuttle for some Reaver droppage, but man, when there are tanks out and they have siege mode, can't really do that. This is a pretty scary tank army. Even though Disu is up in overall supply, I gotta say army supply probably favors the Terran right now. Was he just going? Wow, no stasis? No nothing here. Oh, Reavers! 1 down, 2 down, shuttle. Oh, just kidding. No, it's not dead. That's a pretty fancy Reaver micro here. Does he? Wow, maybe that's what this is. Maybe that's the GOSU play, is this Reaver. Oh, the Reaver micro was good, but it wasn't enough. Traded a ton of Dragoons, 2 Reavers, and a bunch of Zealots for a bunch of tanks, in fairness. The tank count is a lot lower than it used to be. You really need to push this away, at least try to, if you're the Protoss. And yeah, he's got his Zealots out. He's got a shuttle. He's going to be really annoying. These do a supply block there for a little bit, but not so much anymore. After losing about 20 Dragoons, it sure felt like there. Zealots, not able to kill that tank. There we go. Friendly fire and a combination of enemy fire does kill that one. Shuttle taking some shots there as the Goliaths exist, and they have the Charon boost upgrade. Yes, this is pretty scary stuff out of Disu. I don't know if he's going to be able to hold here. Third base coming up for free back home. Tanks tacking on in, and shuttle able to stay alive temporarily here. Now it's dead. Zealous dropping on the tanks, and by golly, Disu somehow manages to get in here and at least slow the Terran player down, if not outright kill him. He does not outright kill him, but every tank is gone. There's not much here from free, but he does have a reinforced. Oh, I keep thinking these are units, but they're just spider mines. Just spider mines. All right, so 3 bases for both players here, effectively 92 to 93 supply free. I think with those last couple engagements, he has managed to hold and managed to do some damage, enough damage to pull himself even with the Protoss player, especially with that third base coming up behind it. That's how you know it's a pretty good macro player, as he's able to get a third base up behind that level of aggression. You look around and suddenly his macro's cool. The Vultures are trying to prevent the Dragoons from getting out of here. There is a Reaver, though. Oh, dropping them spider mines, trying to get hits as you can. Tanks set up, Vultures setting up here. Reaver waddling forward to get a shot off, and is going to get 1 Scarab off. Takes down a tank. It's murdered in the meantime, and these 2 tanks are going to go down. This is turning into a pretty intense back and forth, and maybe that's all this is. Sometimes GOSU just means it's a really close back and forth game. A lot of give and take, wins and losses in battles on both sides. It's not just one big A-move push into victory. In fairness, there's not a lot of A-move in the professional level of StarCraft, is there? I know a lot of you guys come into the comments and say StarCraft 2 is just an A-move game. It's really not. If you watch the highest level, It doesn't happen. The only time like an A move really happens is when the army is significantly bigger than your opponent's, which doesn't usually happen unless there's been a lot of smaller engagements where you've won those and made good trades, which honestly very similar to Broodwar that way. Gotta tell ya. So I mean, give StarCraft 2 a chance. All right, I promise you. There's a PVT that I posted yesterday, a best of 5 series between 2 foreigners. Really good. Not a movie, man. I recommend you give it a shot, that's all I'm saying. Dragoons count kind of scary. Sure, tanks are good, but they're not this good. Especially if the tanks aren't sieged. And this tank will live just because the Dragoons have to slow down to kill all these spider mines instead of chasing him home. Alright, man. So we're 115 to 97 overall supply. Disu has the lead. He's got his Dragoons. He still doesn't have any upgrades, though. He is working on attack 1 here for his ground units. Vehicle weapons level 1 is done. And armor... Oh, is that weapons 2? Ooh, that is weapons level 2. Alright, man. So not working on much of anything else other than attack. Vulture's trying to cruise on in. Are they just doing a run-by on this Vulture? Kind of trying to, honestly. Didn't work super well, though. Only 2 Vultures made it back here, and... I mean, maybe a few probes are going to go down, but it's not going to do anything too much. Yeah, I mean, this Vulture, what do you got, man? 2 kills? Nothing game-changing at all, really. Army heading onto the right side to see if there's a base over here to kill. There is not, as Free expanded up here to his 3rd, as is tradition on this map. Did I not turn off? I'm realizing now. I'm sure a bunch of you were like, Falcon, you kind of clicked the button, but not really, and you didn't even notice until now. Sorry about that. My apologies. Alright, so we're back. We're back with Fog of War on, as I think the vast majority of players do like to see that way. Vultures, again, just going for a bit of a run-by, but they're going to get caught out. I mean, they're going to throw down some spider mines here, but every one of them are going to die. Maybe 1 will escape. 2 escaped? Oh, not bad. 2 escaped, but they're backed into a corner, so that's really bad. But yeah, spider mines up here at a potential 4th base. EMP on the way from the Terran player. We're working on High Templar for Disu. Oh, you could save this Vulture if you got a dropship and saved him, but no. Does not end up happening. Not even the teeniest and tiniest of bits. By the way, I do have a podcast. The Falcon Paladin Hour is a weekly podcast with myself and Samicron, an Australian. We talk about StarCraft, we talk about TV shows and books and movies, and just other stuff in the nerd culture. If you're interested in checking that out, just search Falcon Paladin on your podcast app, whatever it is, and on the internet, just search Falcon Paladin Hour, and you'll be directed to where you can find it too. It's everywhere podcasts are, alright? Cool. Alright, sneaking on in here. Ton of Vultures, throwing out a ton of spider mines. And a couple Dragoons are going to die. Alright, that was worth it. That was probably worth. Observers not around. Not around to help out their Dragoon buddies. Dun, 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 dun. Free is taking his 4th base up north, 12 o'clock position. Storm is just about done here from Disu. Saying him Disu because it looks like Bisu, and that's how you pronounce Bisu, right? Sure is. You know what player I don't have a ton of replays for is Bisu. I know it's been a while since you've seen a Bisu game, Protoss fans. I'm doing my best here, but difficult stuff. Difficult stuff to pull off, it turns out. Engagement up top, trying to shut down this 4th base. Can they get it? Tanks are defending. Vultures are defending. They might force a cancel, but I don't think they're going to do a whole lot much more anything else than that. They could if they wanted to, but they're kind of engaging with the tanks instead. Defensive Matrix is up on this tank, which is pretty sweet. Reavers want to help take down that base, but the tank fire is too dang scary, especially with that +2 attack, and he does end up saving the 4th. Amazing stuff. Oh, man. Arbiter Tribunal coming up here, too. I don't know. I kind of feel like Free has this thing. He's down 30 supply, okay? So he's not necessarily killing it that way, but Winning that engagement is really important for him. This is so many zealots. 1-1 zealots too, by the way. And it is just a +2 attack here for the vehicles. The Terran side of things. The zealots out kicking their coverage a little bit. And you can hear them dying kind of en masse here, but it does actually buffer a little bit, allowing the Dragoons to come from the other side. Storm coming up as well. Reaver dropping in there. Explosions of tanks abound. Dragoons just marching on top of this Terran army, coming from multiple angles and making it happen. Dang, son. That was good stuff. It's really good stuff. All right, so where are we with this? Dragoons are pushing towards the 4th base. Stasis is on the way from Disu. He's going to go ahead and drop his Reavers on top of this again. I don't know that Free can hold it this time, but I've been wrong before. Storm on top of everything. Firing the tanks, though. That +2 attack does a full 80 damage per shot, which is insanely good against these dudes. These here Dragoons. The splash damage also causing problems. And once again, Free holds something I don't know that he can hold. Just this positioning is the thing. The tanks behind the command center with the spider mines in there, Dragoons can't get around so that a lot of them can fire on this. Coming off the backside seems like a decent option, but not really. What is attacking stuff? Something's happening. I don't know what it is. Was it these vultures running about? The vultures running about. A boat. Ah, Letterkenny. Still watching Letterkenny. Still enjoying Letterkenny. Is 3 cannons enough against this many vultures? I don't know that it is, to be honest with you. Yeah, they're just focusing probes down, and sure, all the vultures are going to die, but whittling down that probe count is pretty nice as well. Several probes getting killed there. Disu losing a bunch of stuff, but losing vultures as well. But it's 147 and 115 supply. The Terran player is down big time. Look how big this scary Protoss army is. Look at it. Look at how large it is. I have to zoom out so far to keep it contained within the screen. Thought maybe these were drops. No, they're just vultures hanging out here for some reason. I always felt like you should be able to drive off this and like into the main. Maybe take some fall damage if you do it, right? Like off a cliff you can do down, but it hurts you. It's not a bad mechanic, I don't think. It would really change the game a lot. It would be like game breaky in a lot of ways, but interesting stuff sometimes is game breaky. Recall coming in. We are getting into that super late game stage of PvT, ladies and gents, where recalls are a big play. Stasis is really huge. The continued cloak from the Arbiter is nice as well. If Terran doesn't have the science vessels, then it's constant scans, which, you know, it's micro potential you're losing there. Vultures, once again, just kind of getting caught with their pants down here. That one somehow survives. Spider-Man gets a hit off. Look at this guy. He's so brave. Such a brave fellow that one is. And yeah, Free loses his attempt at a 5th base in the top left, while 5th base is already done for Disu down right. Once again, this is the point of contention between these players. Free trying to hold with his tanks, by the way. There's still +2, +3s on the way. Dragoons at 1-1 with 3-3 finishing up right now with attack and armor. Bit of a role reversal here as Free is trying to take out this 4th base of Disu's now. A lot of probes running for their lives here. That's pretty much the danger as the tanks are getting wiped out pretty nicely. Disu is so up right now. He's doing pretty well at defending against these vulture shenanigans. Hasn't been able to kill this 4th base. Does have a 5th base in the bottom right, which is fantastic. Spider-Man, did that get a hit? I think it did. That's Zealot looks pretty messed up. Pretty injured. Yeah, man, look at this. Look how big this army is. And they are almost, there you go. 2-2. Wait. So 2-2 they were working on. I'm telling you, I have a head cold. Numbers are not my forte normally, and I'm sick, but... Alright, fine. So, in this case, it is +2 attack for the mech, and it is a 2-2 across the board here from the ground units for the Protoss, which they all share that same upgrade. Spider-Mine's really just playing the zoning games they're supposed to play. 171 138. Disu's macro has been through the roof here. I really don't see how Free comes out on top. I know making predictions, sometimes I look bad, but again, the fact this is in the GOSU Gamers replay pack could mean that something nuts happens from here to the end of the game, which I don't actually know how long this is. So, could be soon. I mean, that is just so much Protoss, and the upgrades are so great too. And he could just recall on top of these tanks if he wanted. I guess there's a second line of tanks back here. Does that reach? I don't know if that reaches. I don't think that it does. Disu kind of just playing around here. Attack with vultures again at this 6 o'clock position for Disu. A lot of probes are dying, but I don't know how much it really matters in the grand scheme of things. Although, shutting down the 4th base and the 5th base at the same time is a pretty good maneuver. If you're Free here, and you're not, but this guy is. So, alright, that is comeback mechanic style here. Oh, the Zealot's cloaked. Okay, he was cloaked for a second there. Nothing can actually shoot up, so the Arbiter might be able to shut this down. More vultures coming on down. The yellow, not... I don't know if they can take down this base. Can they make it down here to save these 2 bases that are going to get lost? They're sort of out of position. Disu coming up here, I don't think that was a good idea for him. Trying here. Archon's on the way. Yeah, this 4th base is a graveyard. No probes working here at all. There are a few probes on gas here, but a stasis on a single tank in the bottom right is a little bit hilarious. Spider-Mine's coming up all over the place. The vultures know they're dead, but it doesn't really matter. They're cruising around here anyway. Can they get through with that pylon up that way? Should we see? Let's see if he can. No, not convinced. Either way, the important thing is here that Free has held on to his 4th base and effectively shut down the 4th and 5th base of the Protoss. So income's going to favor him quite extensively here. He's got about a 2,000 gas bank. His mineral bank is nothing. Approximately nothing anyway. Oh, nice EMP on that group of Arbiters. Whoo-wee. Oh, that was good. That was really fantastic. All right, so I mean, 4th base mining again from Disu. 5th base sort of mining again. I don't know. I mean, I don't think there's a... I'm gonna say I don't know there's a huge army for Free, but he's got +3 attack tanks, which... in the grand scheme of all RTS games, +3 attack Brood War tanks might be the scariest things in the world to attack into if they're in siege mode. Is there anything else that's scarier? I don't know. I don't play all the RTSs. Here's your engagement, though. Yeah, you hear that sound of 15 tanks go... Rear. You just don't. You just nope out of there, is what you do. Working on upgrade for Arbiter Energy, but again... they don't have a lot of energy for stasises here. Boy, what an engagement this one is. We got tanks, we got zealots, we got arbiters. We do have some stasis coming in as well. What a huge engagement. Storm on top of everything as well. Defensive matrix getting tossed down on one of these tanks on the top side. Is there enough Protoss to break this thing? The tank count is still pretty intense right now. The stuff shooting up is not super great, which in the arbiters can't be punished all that much. And I don't know that Free actually cares. He's not making Goliaths, nor does he really have any. It's just vultures to supplement his tanks. Sorry. Trying to stay alive for you here. Yeah, man. I don't know that Disu can do this. He was up about 40 supply, and now it's even. And now the tank count is insanely strong, and the storm is good, but you need a couple storms, and he's not going to be able to get those. And if he loses this base, I just don't know where he goes from this point on. huge engagement there. That was a ton of fun. Tank setting up. Oh, actually, he can hit this Nexus from here. That's massive. That's really important. Can Disu hang on and save this base? Scan revealing the cloaked units. Again, nothing killing the Arbiters, but Spider Mine's getting laid. A lot of Protoss units dying to the Spider Mines here. Not the Archon, though, because he floats, but it doesn't matter. The Protoss army gets destroyed. This Nexus is still getting hit by a single tank, which is getting shot at by Arbiters. Oh, and he does get taken down. The Nexus ends up staying alive. Still, no Goliaths for free here. He's like, you know what? You Arbiters do whatever you want. You want to stasis us? You want to pick us off from above? You go for it, buddy. Oh, this is incredible. This is an incredible ending right now. I have no idea who's going to come out on top right now. It does feel like Free has it, but again, no answer for the Arbiters. I'm not sure what he's doing. He's finally making a couple Goliaths, which is great for him. This engagement down below is just insanely good. Dodging the storms. The storm on his own zealots a little bit there. Not what you want to do with your control. No more scans available. He's trying to come on in here with the scans. It is 5 Dragoons and 2 High Templar in production right now from Disu at a time. The tanks not in range of that Nexus. Why wasn't he firing on the Nexus? Or, I don't know, the pylon maybe. It's a great question. And look who decides to head on back home. Free decides it is time to head on back home, and Disu happily mining from his 4th base. His 5th base is technically mining. There aren't a lot of probes here, but there are enough to help with that income. And Free never got a 5th. Holy cannoli. Is he? Alright, so this time Free's coming back. He's got Goliath this time. He's like, I'm taking the Arbiter seriously. Stasising that science vessel is a pretty big move. Oh, beautiful stasis on the Goliaths. Well, except for this one. Who's dead now, mind you? Maybe it was just the one Goliath, because there were only 2 with this army. That is some of the best stasis I have ever seen in my entire life. That's insanely good. I can't believe these Spider Mines are still here, by the way. All right, man. So Free is making 3 Goliaths this time. He wants to be able to take out these Arbiters when everybody comes out of stasis, which, again, is a while, it turns out. This Vulture just picking off probes. Don't mind him. He's got 4 kills. He's trying to slow down the Protoss economy. Yeah, this is getting an epic attack. I have no idea who's going to come out on top here. It's 105 to 103 supply after 32 minutes. Both these players are playing their hearts out right now. Free's refusal to make Goliaths for so long, I think, hurt him. He is making a Wraith. Maybe a Wraith for the win. I'll have to see that one, but... oh, man, that probe count is getting massacred. The Dragoons aren't really responding to it. The Goliath happily firing away. He doesn't actually catch that Goliath with the stasis. Goliath count a little bit scary now. Nexus ends up going down. Probe count cannot be healthy for Disu right now. Pylon doesn't get sniped down by the Vultures. They're thinking about it, and this right side base is in a ton of trouble here too. And that might be it. That might just be the income for Disu. He's got a decent bank here, but he can't keep producing off of it forever. He only has 1,000 minerals and 200 gas. This tank firing away on this Nexus. The probes could maybe go over and try to shut it down if they wanted, but I just don't. This is it. This is the final stand of Disu. He's got a ton of Arbiters. A huge number of Arbiters for some reason. He's doing some shuttle shenanigans. Is he trying to shuttle his probes out of there? He is. He's trying to shuttle his probes on out, because he knows this base is done, and that's it, man. This is mined out. This is mined out. This is mined out. There is no more income from Disu. Free is still mining from one of his bases, and is being defended, and has been defended pretty effectively throughout the entire game. Keeping that 4th base free was absolutely key for Free. What I meant to say there was keeping it undestroyed, keeping it alive. Makes sense. All right, man. Disu 107 and 111 supply. He's got Archons in the mix now. Great stasis on some of these Vultures. Where do the tanks go? The tanks are coming up north to try to shut down this attack on their 4th missile turret, getting some free shots off on that shuttle. Very nice stuff. Disu's income is in the toilet. This is his final push. He's bringing the probes for additional DPS. He's making sure Free doesn't have a 5th base, or he'd be in so much trouble right now. He's not one. This is it. This is his source of income. He's got 1 SCV at it for some reason. Finally transferring some workers over from the natural base up to that 4th to try to keep that income coming. There's no gas up there, guys. But again, you still get some gas from refineries. Oh, the engagement, the storm, the Archons with their +2/+2. Not that the armor really matters for the Archons all that much. Where is he sneaking up a Nexus? Oh, he's trying to hold the Nexus up here. Okay. All right. I'm on board with this. I am super on board with this. If he can hold on to this base, he's got way more probes working than Free does. Plus, it has a Vespene Geyser for additional gas income. Disu is down to 2 minerals and 54 gas. He's making 2 DTs to try to augment his army right now. Free needs to set up siege on this and shut it down now. There was a Wraith doing some stuff. I heard it, but I couldn't see it. I don't know what killed it because I think it's dead now. Oh, that is such a clumpy stasis. Yeah, that's a stasis target. If an eye ever saw one. Spider Mine's up. Disu's hold. He needs to hold here. Goliath count pretty healthy against these Arbiters. Not bad anyway. Can he get that one? He wants to real bad. And he does. Might have been bait though. The Goliaths need to pull back. Here we go. Coming on in with the Archons and the Dragoons. The tank count, I'm not sure, is actually healthy enough to do this. Where are the scans? The scans are continuing to come on in. The stasis is amazing right now. Oh, this Wraith got stasis too. Spider Mine's taking out an SCV and a few Zealots in the mix. Additional guys trying to come on up right now. Great storm on everybody coming out of stasis. The timing from Disu was insane, and suddenly he's up 83 to 69 total supply. These tanks are coming out of stasis in just a few seconds here. Trying to save them. No. 1 down, 2 down. Storm on the Vultures, pushing them back. Base is up. Disu can mine from it right now. This base is not healthy. Has Disu come back from the brink of death to win this match? I feel like he's done it. I really feel like he's done it. He managed to sneak up here with his massive army. Free took a while getting up here, and that's your good game. Free is out, and Disu is your winner. I'm dying over here in 36 minutes and 44 seconds. A ridiculous display of Protoss play here in a tough situation. Losing his 4th base, losing his 5th base, mined out on all 3 bases that he'd already taken previously, had to sneak some probes, pick them up in the bottom right, sneak him to the top left, make a Nexus with his remaining 400 minerals, and then hold off the oncoming onslaught there from Free, and he manages to do so and even pushes it back. 2 kills on that Archon. 1 kill there. The Arbiters were huge with their stasis. Never used recall, even though he researched it. I don't think he used recall. Not that I saw anyway. Probably somebody let me know in the comments if they did. But wow, hit that like button if you enjoyed this game. I mean, it was fantastic. Start to finish there. Starts with a greedy opening from Disu, and it pays off in the end. I don't know if the opening is even really relevant anymore once the end of the game happens. That's not generally how that works, but boy, what a fantastic match. Super enjoyed that one. All right, what are we looking at? 209,000 points for Free, 230,000 for Disu. 700 units produced by Free. Holy crap, lost 520 of those. Oh, hang on. Music, you can stay here for a while yet. Gas structures raised fairly even across the board. And then resources, Disu at 1,000 more gas, about 300 more minerals, and spent about 6,000 more. So that's pretty good. I guess Free did have something of a bank. That math doesn't make much sense. I'm confused by that. It's okay. It's late. I'm tired. We're wrapping this up. It is time to go. So that is going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch. All at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. And you take care of yourself.